Hi everyone, I'm Abhisar Ahuja and welcome to the Simplilearn YouTube channel. Today, we are going to create a location tracker using a phone number and Python. And before proceeding, I have an insight for you guys. And your question is, which of the following modules needs to be imported to handle date-time computations in Python? And your options are, your first option is date, the second option is date time, and your third option is time date, and the fourth option is time. So please answer in the comment section below and we'll update the correct answer in the pinned comment. You can pause the video, give it a thought and answer in the comment section. And moving on, now we'll start a project that is track phone number location using Python. So for that, first we'll create a folder for our project. You could also create a virtual environment, but I'm not going to do that. You guys can create if you want to just keep your project aside from all other projects and don't want your modules to get conflicted with any other module. So I will name it as track, and inside this I will open the command prompt and I will use the ID that is Visual Studio Code. For that I am writing the command code space period and press enter in the command prompt. So it will open my ID Visual Studio Code, and here I will create a new file and name it as new.py. And before starting with the project, the first thing we should do is install and import libraries that we need for our project. So we'll start with installing and importing the libraries. So we will import the first library, that would be phone numbers. I will show you. You can just simply write pypi, that would be the pip installation command for the particular library. You can just search pypi and the name of the library you want to install in any browser. You will get these kind of web pages, and inside you could see the command to install that, and here you can find some of their descriptions and their download files, release history, and the home pages. So we'll just copy the command, move back to our command prompt, or you could use the terminal of your ID. You could use any to install your modules. So I'm using command prompt and I have copied my command. As you can see, it states that the requirement is already satisfied. That means that on this system I have this module already installed, so I don't need to install it again. And for folium, we'll just copy it and move back to a command prompt and paste the command and click enter. You can see that the requirement is already satisfied as I've already installed these modules, so I don't need to install them again. And there's another, that is opencage. So we'll use it to point out the location on the map. So for that also you could just copy the command, get back to a command prompt or your terminal of your ID and press enter, and it will get your modules installed. It states that the requirement is already satisfied as I've already cleared that I have already installed these modules. So moving back to our ID, we'll start with importing our libraries. So we'll import the necessary libraries, that is phone numbers, that is used to parse phone numbers. Geocoder will call the class from the phone numbers, that is geocoder, which is used to determine the location of a phone number, and we'll use folium, which is used to create maps. It will also assign a value to a variable key. So we'll start with importing, and first we'll import phone numbers. Okay, moving on. Now we will import geocoder from phone numbers class. Okay, now we'll also import folium. We'll use it later on, but yeah. And we will also create a file for our phone number, so that we can just import the phone number from that file. And I won't be showing you the phone number, so you guys won't be like spamming or misusing it. I know you won't misuse, but yeah, I will not mention it. So for that I will take the file name as test.py, and here we'll just create a variable and name it as number, and inside we'll just write the phone number. Okay, and get back to our file, that is new.py. We have imported the libraries. Now we'll create second file for phone number that we have created. Now we'll start with creating a variable and we'll name it as check number, and use the phone numbers library and the parse function to parse the phone number. So to do that, first we'll create a variable and name it as check number, and we'll use the parse function of phone numbers library, and inside we'll pass the number that we have stored into the other file. But to access that variable from the other file, we need to import that file. So from test, that is test.py, that is in the same folder, we will import the variable number. Okay, we have imported it. Now okay, just written number, now it's number. Okay, moving on. Now we'll use the geocoder class and use the description for number. I will show you guys what I'm going to use. That is, we'll use the geocoder.description phone number function to determine the location of the phone number, and that too in English language. So for that, we'll create a variable and name it as number location. Okay, number underscore location, and inside this we'll use the geocoder class, and what function we'll use? Description for number. You could see this is the second function, so we are using this, and inside this what we'll pass? We'll pass the variable check number, in which we have passed the phone number. So we'll pass this check number and we will ask it to provide the result in English language. For that we have used en. Okay, and after that, what we need? We need the number location that is stored in the variable. We want to print it, so we'll just simply print it. That would be number underscore location. Okay, that is done. And now if you just run this, you will get the output as location, that is India. And the most important thing, these libraries will tell you the countries, not the particular states. Like these libraries try to depict the particular state, but they are not such particular. They will give you the countries in which these phone numbers are situated. Okay, or where these phone numbers are active. So we have done with the location. Now we also want to extract the carrier, not carrier but the carrier, that the mobile service provider. That is, if in India we talk about, we have mobile service providers, that is Jio, Airtel, Vodafone Idea, BSNL. And if we go out, so we have 9 mobiles and others. So we want those service providers or carriers, that is mobile carriers. So for that, now we'll use the phone numbers libraries again, and for that we'll import the carrier class. So for that we'll write from phone numbers import carrier. Okay, sorry. Now we have imported the carrier class. Now we'll use a function that would be carrier dot name for number function, that is in the carrier module that we have imported from phone numbers. So for that, first we'll create a variable and name it as service provider. Okay, and inside this variable, what we'll use is, we'll use the phone number dot parse. First we have done that in the check number variable also. So you could use the check number variable, or we could just simply parse the phone number again here. So for that we'll just write phone numbers library and use the parse function, and that is inside will pass the number in which we have stored our number. Okay, we have passed it, and now we'll use the career.name for number function, and for that we'll directly print it out, or you could store in a variable, that's your choice. We will directly print it. That would be career dot, and you could find the function here, name for valid number. No, that is name for number, that is the first one, and inside we'll pass the pass number that we have stored in a variable service provider, or you could use the check number. So we'll just pass service provider, and we'll pass anything that would we need the career provider name in English. So we have passed en. Okay, so this code has used career.name for number function that is used to determine the service provider of the phone number that is in English. We have done that, so we'll just save the file and run it. So you could see that states Tata Docomo. I will run it again for you guys. Now it has printed both the things, that is the number location, that is India, and the service provider, that is Tata Docomo. And what this library does is, if you get your number ported, it won't show the current service provider. It shows when you have just get your SIM the first time, the first service provider, it will show you that is Tata Docomo. Okay, now moving on, we will use the maps to point out the location. So for that we will use the opencage module, as we have already installed that. So we'll import geocoder or opencage geocode from the opencage module. So I will show you what we'll import, that is from opencage.geocoder module we'll import opencage geocode class. Yeah, the first one, opencage geocode. Okay, now what we need is the key of opencage. So I will show you guys. We'll open the opencage, and you guys have to log in into that. I already logged in. So this is the dashboard, and we'll go to geocoding API, and we'll use the free trial and one-time plan. Customers can have only one active API key at a time. Okay, we'll use this only, and I will just I won't show you guys, so I will just blur it out. So we'll paste the key here, and coming back, so here we'll use the key. So for that we'll create a variable first and name it as geocoder only. So geocoder, and use the opencage geocode, and inside we'll pass the key what we have stored in a variable key. And now we want the number location in a string, so we'll store it in a variable. For that we'll just write query equal to string, and inside we'll store the parse number as a string. So we'll pass the variable in which we have passed the phone number, that is number location. And now we'll use the geocoder.geocode function and pass the query into it. So for that we'll create a function variable and name it as results, and we'll use the geocoder and use the geocode function, and inside we'll pass the query, that is the variable in which we have stored the parse number, that is as a string. And now what we want is latitude and longitude of the location. So for that we'll create a variable and name it as latitude, and from the results variable we'll just latitude equal to, from the results variable we'll just take the 0th index and we will take geometry and the latitude, and for longitude we'll do the same. That is, in this code what we are doing is we are importing the opencage geocode class from the opencage.geocoder module, which is used to get the latitude and longitude coordinates of the location of the phone number. Like, it then initializes an instance of the class with the API key that we have stored in the variable key, and then the code creates a query variable what we have created, that is with the value of number location, and we'll use the geocoder.geocode method to get the latitude and longitude coordinates of the location of the phone number that we are doing now. So these coordinates are then stored in the variable that is lat, that is we will store latitude in that, and we'll store the longitude in the lng variable, and finally the latitude and longitude coordinates we will print them in the console. Okay, so now we will just get the longitude. So for that we'll use results, and inside we'll use geometry and the longitude. Okay, so now we'll just print the latitude and longitude. Okay, we'll save this and run this. So you could see the first thing it has printed is the current location, that is India, then the service provider, and then the latitude and longitude. You could just copy these latitude and longitude and paste on a map, or you could just search on a any browser. It will show you the coordinates on a particular map where these are. And to get the pointer on a map we will use the folium module. So I will show you guys how we'll do. So we'll use the folium.map function, that is the map function from the folium module, and we'll pass the latitude and longitude coordinates that we have stored in the variables latitude and longitude, and then the folium.marker function. We'll use the marker function from the folium module class, folium module, and it will show the marker on the map. So to do that I will show you guys how we'll do. We have imported the folium module, and first we'll create a variable and we'll store the file in an HTML format. So you could just open in any browser and you could see the map. So in this variable we'll use the map function. So folium, that is equal to folium.map, and inside use location, and that is equal to latitude comma longitude, and what we need to set zoom. So we can set zoom start and we'll set it as 9. You could set as you want. Okay, so we have set it as 9, and now we'll use the marker function. So for that we'll just use the marker function dot marker, and inside we'll pass the latitude and longitude. Okay, and we'll just pop up the number location. For that we'll set pop up, and that would be equal to the parsed number. Okay, and we'll use the add to function, that is dot add to, and inside this we'll pass the variable map location in which we have stored the, so we'll pass map location. Okay, we have passed this and we want to save this map location in an HTML format. So we'll use map location dot save, and we'll name the file as my location .html. Okay, so we'll save the file in an HTML format, so you guys could just open that and use it. So we have run the program, and you could see it has stated that India, Tata Docomo, and the latitude and longitude, and you could see in the same folder that we have the mylocation.html file. So we'll get back, and you could see my location. We'll just open it, and you could see that it has pointed out into the map, that is the phone number belongs to the India. And we'll check it out. Now we'll change the phone number and test this for a different phone number. So for that I will write, obviously I won't be showing the phone number. What the phone number? Okay, yeah, we have saved it, and in the new .py file we will run it for this phone number, and would see Nevada and the latitude and longitude, and it has not provided the service provider. Okay, we'll run it again. Okay, like it won't be able to find out the service provider, and the location for this phone number has been saved in the .html file. So we'll just open it and check. Okay, yeah, the pointer is located near Nevada, so our project is working fine. And if you want not to store the phone number in like the other file, you could just do it. You could just get the phone numbers entered in the console. So for that, you just guys have to write a small line for entering the phone number. So first we'll do is, I will show you guys how to do that. We'll just get this. So we have commented the module, that is the test module, and now to get the phone number input from the user, we'll use the same variable number in which we have stored the phone number earlier, and we'll use input, and here we'll write enter phone number with country code. Okay, with the country code you guys have to enter it, and if I run it, so here I will enter, and I will get this also blurred, so it will take a little time for editing also. You guys can see India, Tara Docomo, latitude and longitude, and the file has been updated, that is the mylocation.html. And if I open this, you could see that it has pointed in India, and with that we have come to the end of this session. I hope the session was interesting and informative. If you liked it, please let us know in the comment section below, and also do subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more from Simplilearn. And you can check out the course link that is mentioned in the description and pinned comments if you want to excel in your career. Till then, stay safe and keep learning.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.